What's up guys, Tom here from the Football Boots team, and today we are going to be diving into some World Cup inspired customs. Now as you can see, I have the Nemesis and the Predator in front of me, and they already have a base coat on them. So the Nemesis, we've got yellow, and we're going to be giving that a Germany and Brazil twist, and then over here on the Predator we have white, and we are going to be giving that an England and France twist. So let's get into it. First things first, on the Predator we are going to be having England on the instep. So first thing I got to do is grab the tape and tape out that place for that English cross. So there we go, there it is, the outline for where I'm going to paint the red paint inside of. So now I'm going to grab some paint that we have used in other customs before this one, and it is a red to colourless colour changing paint, which I'm now going to paint on into that area. This paint is a lot runnier than the other paints we're going to be working with today, so it is going to take a lot of small thin coats. So there we go, there it is, the first coat for that English flag. Now as you can see, it is pretty patchy, so it will take a few more coats to go over before we get it really nice and filled in. But for now I'm going to leave that there, let it dry, and move on to working onto the Germany flag on our yellow Nemesis boot. Once again, first step we have to do is tape it up. So first thing is, we already have the yellow for at the bottom of the German flag, so we're going to tape that over to protect that, and then we'll get on to spraying the red. So there we go, that middle stripe right there, that is going to be becoming red, and to do that we're going to be using Angelus Fire Red. So there it is, the first base coat of red on that Germany boot. That's how it's looking at the moment. Once again, going to have to let that dry, and then we can come back to it. All that's left now is to possibly go over that again and then add the black to the top of the German flag. Alright, so turning our attention back to the English flag now. And I'm not happy with this colour change in paint. It's just turned a little bit too pinky, and I know all you English fans are going to cut me up if your English flag turns out pink and white. So I'm going to grab that Angelus Fire Red, and I'm going to go over this now with that. I'm a lot happier with that red now than I was with the red before, so I'm going to let that sit and dry, and we'll head back over onto the Germany boot. Unfortunately, because of the rib design on the Predator, it makes it very hard to get any clean sort of straight lines onto the boot with paint. But now the bulk of red is done, it is time to take that tape off, and we will just tidy it up a little bit. Alright, so it is time to tidy up this English flag. So I have grabbed the white paint, and I'm just going to try and get these lines as neat as possible. Alright, so I'm going to leave the touch-ups on the England flag just there for now. I'm going to let that paint dry. I'll possibly come back and do a little bit more afterwards, but for now, that is it with the England flag. So English boot aside, and back over to the German boot once again. I think it is about time to take this paint off and see how this line is looking. That is not looking bad at all. So it is now time to add black to the top to create that German flag. Alright, so I don't want to risk taping over this fresh red paint, so I'm just going to go ahead and try and freehand the line between the black and the red. For a freehand from your non-artist average Joe, I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. A little bit disappointed how much this collar actually soaks up the paint, so we'll try and get that a little bit blacker, but at the end of the day I just don't think it'll be worth wasting all of our paint just to get it all soaked up in that collar. Alright, so I'm happy with how this Germany side is looking, so let's take this tape off and see what we have. So there it is, undoubtedly looking like the German flag. We have that yellow, red and black. Half of the boot done. So now it's time to move on to the other half of this boot, which is gonna be that Brazil flag. Before we get into Brazil, let's jump back over onto the boot that currently has England. That is drying up and it's looking a little bit better now. But on the other side of this boot, we are going to be having the French flag. So let's tape up so we can spray that. Alright, so there we go, the Predator is all taped up, ready to be sprayed. It is going to have blue at that toe box and red at the heel. We're going to take it over to the spray area now and get that done. Alright, so with the France flag all sprayed up, now it is time to take this tape off and see how it is looking. So there it is. As you can see, we have used a chalky paint on the front to spray that blue in, and it gives a little bit of like a cracked effect, which I think looks pretty cool. And then we've got the gloss red on the heel. Now all that's left to do is I'm going to go over the Adidas 3 stripes in black to make those stand out, and then this boot is pretty much done. To go over the black 3 stripes, I'm simply just going to use the Sharpie, nice and easy, nice and controlled. So there we go, there is the France half of the boot and there is the England half of the boot. So this Predator is now complete. I just got a couple of little touch-ups to finish with to make sure it's looking as good as it can be. So putting that aside now, and we're back over onto the Germany and Brazil boot. As you can see, the Germany side is done, so we're on to Brazil side now. The flag is going to be using these 3 stripes, so let's get to making that area green. Alright, so with that all taped up, it is now time to paint in those green corners. For that, I'm just using this neon Amazon green Angelus paint. After seeing how light this Amazon green paint is, it's just not quite dark enough for the Brazilian flag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some in this little mixing tray along with some black paint, and that should hopefully give us the colour we need. Alright, so with the green done, it is now time to peel off this diamond in the middle, and hopefully it has kept that yellow. Not too bad, the edges will need a little bit of a clean up, and then we'll get on to putting the blue circle in the middle. With the blue circle done, all that is left is to take the tape off the outside of the Brazilian flag, and then we will be seeing the final product. So there it is, the Brazilian flag. Once again, needs a little bit of a clean up around the edges, but once that's done, it'll be looking very nice. Alright, so last little bit of detail for this Brazilian flag. Gonna add the little white stars and the little white banner. So with that last little bit of detailing complete on the Brazilian flag, these are the boots completed. So this is the Brazil and German boot, and then we of course have the France and England boot. Now, what custom is your favorite? Vote in the poll card now, but also let us know down in the comment section down below, who do you think's actually going to take out the World Cup? Is it one of these 4 teams? If not, be sure to let us know in the comments down below. But that's it for this video, so thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.